Hello, you fabulous Burlington Americans. Happy birthday. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Ian Golden Pipes Casciolla. And we're here at the Burlington Independence Day Parade on a very hot and sweltering day. About 87 degrees. Beautiful day.
Got some nice wind going around. We have in front of us some very nice cars.
We do. And the first one is Dennis GOSSELIN in a 1973 Monte Carlo.
Oh, that's a beautiful vehicle.
Beauty. Yeah, would that classify as candy apple red?
I think so.
Hey, Dennis, nice wheels. Okay, and next we have Freddie KEENE. Freddie KEENE, former Burlington firefighter. Hey, Freddie, and that is a 67 Ford FAIRLANE. That's a beauty.
I love these old cars. They always bring something back from something great about the way we used to make them.
Yeah, it reminds me of my youth. So far gone. Misspent as well.
Do you used to own any cars like these?
I had a 58 Chevy, I had a 56 Crown Victoria. This is Donnie Price. Hey, Donnie. 1951 Chevrolet. Michael Giardina is next up in a 1950 Chevy.
I love the old truck designs.
Yeah. They're still running. And what is this? This is Louis Valente in a 1953 Olds 88. That doesn't look like Louis, though. Might be Louise. Oh, that was Judy Sorensen, actually. Which one is that? That is a, don't know. Is that a Buick Wildcat? No. Here's a Buick Wildcat.
Very large.
No, that's an Olds 88. That's an Olds 88. Whew. Ooh.
I love the colors on it.
Is that a 57? Yeah, that's a 57. This is a 55. Had one of these.
Very nice.
I had a 55 and a 56.
How'd they run?
I paid $65 for it.
$65
for that car in 1967.
I wish I could pay $65 for any car.
And I sold it for $50.
Wow.
That's a Monte Carlo 76 Chevy. This is a 442. This was one of the first real pony cars. You can tell by the lights. Kevin Gallant. No, that's a 57. That's another 57. I had one of those too. I had a 55, 56, and 57.
I'm incredibly jealous.
Yes, yeah. One of them I paid $200 for. The 58 I paid $358 for. That's an F400, 1955. All right, well, we have a little break here. We're going to talk about, we've got some fun-filled Independence Day facts for you. And it's a little bit of a contest, although this is pre-recorded. If you're watching, we're going to have some BCAT swag for you. If you get the answers to these questions, you email the answer to BCAT at bcattv.org. BCAT at bcattv.org. And on the subject line, put swag. Okay. So, what was the actual date that the Declaration of Independence began? Now, we know it's July 4th it was signed, but it started with a letter to King George to explain that the Continental Congress had voted to declare America's independence. So on what day did that occur? Again, email the answer to bcat at bcattv.org and put in the subject line, swag. And we'll get you an 8-gig BCAT embossed thumb drive. Okay, so Ian was with us for 3 years as the Burlington voice of the community calendar.
Yeah.
You've since retired from that gig, and you're now
Going to college.
matriculating, huh? And you are where at this point?
I'm going to WPI over in Worcester. I'm going into sophomore year. It's a good time.
Worcester Polytechnic. Not supposed to be a good time, you know.
It's
Don't let your mother and father hear that. With that kind of vigorous it costs to go there. And your major is?
I'm doing electrical engineering with focus in communication.
Great, great.
So I suppose the very back end of what we do now.
The back end, okay. Fiber and things of that sort, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good because it's unlikely that
It's going out of business.
that electricity will go out of business. Yeah, yeah.
If it does, I think we have bigger things to worry about than jobs.
Bigger problems than that, absolutely. And you've avoided, I see that you've kept your boyish figure. You've avoided the 15-pound freshman curse.
I have. I have WPI to thank for that. They have
You do.
They have a nice gym. If anybody's thinking of going there.
Recruiting already, huh? Yeah. And how's the food?
The food's actually pretty good. It could be better.
Could be better. And so, what are your more exciting courses? Now, don't tell me it's calculus.
Calculus is definitely not exciting, but I had a very fun electrical engineering course with an extremely excited professor. He was always very high energy. He would sprint across the bottom of the lecture hall all the time. He'd write something on one chalkboard over here, go across the hall, write another thing, and sprint back to reference it. It's always, it was at 4 p.m., but I never felt tired in that class. I always felt like I could always be focused on it. It was extremely fun.
Great, great. And what is your intentions once you? Well, first of all, how'd you do in your marks?
I've been keeping fairly good. Nothing low, that's for sure. Nothing too high either, but I don't know. I put the effort in. I get grades. It's okay.
It's okay. Mom and Dad are glad to hear that, I'm sure. Okay, well, we have obviously got a fairly good size interim here in the parade. I don't see anybody coming. So let's do. Oh, we're toppling out of the chair. Phil's taking a hit.
That's an interesting problem to have.
Oh, no, not well.
Okay, I'm back on my feet. Don't call the EMTs.
I'm talking to my personalized grip here, which I can't thank you enough.
I think in our budget we can afford to get some more chairs here.
Not on recorded.
Oh, that's not going to work.
Yeah, it looks like it's completely broken.
Okay.
Here, you can take this chair.
Well, I might be breaking that one too. Who knows?
You can hear me through the announcement.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Still nothing coming around the
Nothing
corner.
coming. So we're going to tell John that we need to take a break here while we get some water and we have empty space. Okay, does John get that? John, by the way, is our director today, and we have a full cadre of volunteers. And while I'm at that, I might as well make a plug. How did you become a volunteer, Ian?
So I knew a very nice woman, Gretchen Carey. They were looking for a voiceover gig. They were looking for somebody to put a voice to the community calendar. And at the time, I happened to have a very deep voice, as I do now. And it happened to work out very well.
Yeah.
I started volunteering and doing the voiceovers for community calendar ever since.
Great, great. This is my 35th year at BCAT as a volunteer. Quite a lot has happened since then. Our original director was Ralph Wadman. He was all by himself, setting up all the equipment necessary for the feed from at that time, I think it was Greater Boston Cablevision was the original provider in Burlington, and then they got acquired. And then over the next several years, we had multiple providers: RCN, Comcast, and the full lineup now, which is Verizon, Comcast, and RCN. If you want to volunteer at BCAT, either on the backside, you can do technical work, you can do production. So we have a huge number of volunteers, but there's always room for more, and there's always room for more creative programming ideas. If you're a regular watcher of BCAT, you know we have everything from politics to comedy to religion. Everything that you're interested in out there, we have. And if we don't have it and you're interested in it, we'd love to include you. Particularly, one thing we don't have is we don't have a bird watching program. If you're a bird watcher or an ornithologist, I think that's the proper pronunciation of the science. We'd love to have you come and do a bird watching program. If you're a birder and you are counting the number of individual birds that you've seen over the years, we do have a flower show. We have a cooking show. We have a book show. Political show, naturally. A number of those, actually. A lot of people think that this is a contentious period in American politics, which of course is not true. We've been contentious in American politics since the origins of the country. The split from the king. Actually, one of the more famous differences of opinion occurred between Ben Franklin and his son. His son at one time was the governor of New Jersey under the king, and he remained a Tory, while Ben, of course, is one of the larger figures in the Founding Fathers. We can talk about old Ben later on because he played a large role in both the Declaration of Independence, all of these various things, including financing the war against Great Britain with the French over there in France, trying to scarf up some money for the revolution. Our platinum sponsor today, by the way, is Keurig. Keurig coffee cup maker. I don't see the band.
Happy for it. Behind the police car is the police officer honor guard.
Honor guard, yep. There's Chief Kent. Some of Burlington boys in blue.
Looking very nice.
Tough color for a 90-degree day.
Tough outfit. I've done something similar. I'm actually part of the, oh my, that's loud.
Thank God we got headsets on.
Yeah.
Okay, the Middlesex County Sheriff, Peter Katouzian, represented.
No, I'm actually part of the honor guard over at WPI for the Air Force ROTC.
Right.
And I've done something similar. You put on your full blues, you go out in the hot sun, it's not comfortable.
There's Chief Yetman, Burlington Fire Department. Good to see the leadership out here representing the community. Here comes ladder one.
It's nice to see all of these guys.
Yeah, it is. Good time to honor these guys, both the police and fire. Major contributors are Old Town Liquor, Reamer Bronstein, Herb Chambers, Boston Sword and Tuna, the Scola family, 3rd Avenue Burlington, that would be the Nordblum family, Leahy Health, which we all know. Blue ribbon sponsors are Atlas Pyrotechnics. I wonder if they're doing tonight's fireworks. Yeah,
it's got to be a fun job.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. Fun but dangerous. I'm not sure I want to be around. There's two things. I don't want to be engaging people with a gun. I don't want to be running into Burlington fires, or any fires for that matter. It's one thing about the firefighters, excuse me, is the unique thing about them. When everybody else is running from fire, these guys are running into it. Atlas Pyrotechnics, I mentioned, the Gutierrez Company. All of these are frequent sponsors of Burlington events and Burlington nonprofit efforts. National Development, that's the district, formerly New England Executive Park. the Burlington Police Patrolmen, the Disabled and Limbless Veterans Incorporated, the Burlington Police Command Officers Union, Sons of American Legion, the Rotary Club of Burlington. Again, all these people are frequent contributors to Burlington events. State Representative Ken Gordon, he's running the shuttle today. The Hurley chapter of the DAV, Disabled American Veterans. Middlesex County Deputy Sheriff's Association. The Norden family, Dave Norden. Wynn Street Equipment Sales. Wegmans. Again, all these people always major contributors, as the Cafe Escadrille is. Emerald Rose as well, Bobby Murray and Gary Litchfield. Red Ribbon sponsors, the Law Office of Mark Burke, John and Kimberly Petron. The American Legion Riders, Chapter 273, who actually led the group through today. Sullivan Funeral Home, the Burlington Historical Society, Burlington Eye Associates, and then the Friends, we have Joseph Spinelli, DMD, the Burlington Breakfast Rotary, and Al and Joyce Fay, Al formerly a Burlington Citizen of the Year. And then we have special thanks for the Mass State Police Mounted Unit, Jerry McDonough, Sergeant Jerry McDonough, James A. Martin Landscaping, Jackie Farron, Woburn Lions Club, Presbyterian Church, and the Burlington DPW. And again, our platinum sponsor is Keurig. Dottie, a longtime bus driver for every sporting event in Burlington's most recent 2.5-decade history. Burlington, Dottie, a proud graduate, 1967 graduate of Burlington High.
It's nice to see all the support for it.
Yes, yes it is indeed. Yeah, Dottie's kids. This is the Lynn English, ROTC, Junior English.
Junior Marine
ROTC.
Marine Corps
yeah.
ROTC. Looks like a silent rifle drill. Very nice. And right behind them, the police officer mounted cavalry.
Mounted, yeah. Mounted officers. Ladies, how are you?
And right behind the officers is Elmo.
Elmo.
Of course.
Okay, we want to wish our Captain America, Chris Flaherty, a happy birthday. And speaking of birthdays, here's another fun-filled fact. Fun-filled Independence Day fact. Let me see. What American president was born on July 4th? What American president was born on July 4th? Remember, send your answer to BCAT at bcattv.org in the subject line swag.
Got to imagine that's a tough job in that suit.
Somebody's taking one for the team there.
Someone's taking a very large one for the team.
Yeah, the kids love him. There's another little guy out there. Comes Willie Sunderland. Willie and Norma Sunderland, their clown gig.
Carrying the Continental USA flag. Looks like the 2nd Parish Minutemen of Burlington.
There we go. 2nd Parish of Woburn. Burlington declared independence from Woburn, I think in 1799. February 1799. Here's the Bedford Minutemen, Bedford, Mass. Minutemen, who apparently are some men and women as well. Comes the famous World War II Jeep.
Very nicely restored.
Yes, and that is the infamous 50 caliber machine gun. It's a staple of World War II as a field weapon.
And Browning. Behind him, the
Browning 45, yeah.
the disabled,
the DFA,
disabled and limbless
DAV.
veterans.
That looks like to be a 64 Corvette. Dave Robinson, Colonial Cadillac, driving John Mooney, last year's Citizen of the Year. Kenny Ramsdale, American Legion Honors, Kenny Ramsdale. Here's the American Legion, one of the sponsors as well.
Fun little confetti cannon who just launched.
Yeah. Cool.
The Lexington Drum Corps.
All the little guys.
Young men, very nice. Doing an outstanding job.
Well, they get the right color on anyway, yeah. Next up is the Burlington Council on Aging, who will be in a new renovated facility shortly, I think another 3 weeks. No, no, thank you. Good job. Where's David? COA bus. Ellie Hutchinson. I think they should be getting on the bus. This is a little strenuous. There's Rose Magliozzi. No way. Stevie Doyle driving the COA bus. 1971 grad, Burlington High, I think, 72 maybe. Walter Doyle's brother, 68 graduate.
Boston DJ coming through, playing the different branches songs.
Yeah. Okay, a whole bunch of flowers. Oh, working on stilts. Good Lord. Four Seasons Landscaping.
Four Seasons
This is the Revive Church band. Excellent. Okay, another fun-filled fact. What 3 U.S. presidents died on July 4th? What 3 U.S. presidents died on July 4th? Send your answer into BCAT at bcattv.org with swag in the subject line. What 3 presidents died on July 4th? Okay, who is this? I don't have a banner on there. Is there one on the back? No?
Taj Mahal is what it's
Taj Mahal.
labeled as.
Yeah. Taj Mahal, I like that. Hall and Company.
Thank you.
Okay, here comes the Shriners.
Fire Brigade.
Oh, yeah, the Shriners. Aleppo Temple. If you're familiar with the Shriners, they run 7 hospitals across the country, all of which are services are provided free to those in need. Shrine is a huge organization, originally created by 6 comedians who, gotta make sure my history is correct here, who wanted to put together a do-gooder organization. And they've certainly done that over the years, and they use their theme as the Aleppo Temple, a Middle Eastern theme. A fantastic organization over the years has done wonderful things for many people.
And a fantastic service.
Yes, as well as St. Jude's, by the way, is a similar operation. Their hospital, all of their patients the service is all free. You better get one of those, Ian. The Drifters, the Aleppo Drifters.
Looks like a great amount of fun, I gotta say.
Yeah. Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow.
Cat on the dangerous side, but
Coming up on 2 wheels.
that's more your style. Not for us old cats, although I see there was some old cats in that thing. More Shriners coming.
love those old vehicles.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to
speak
see
of
the
a-
maintenance department. How do they keep all these things running?
And you speak of a very different time.
Yeah, right.
No steering wheels. I think they have 3 pedals.
These must be replicas. These can't be that old. Nevertheless, I'm sure they require maintenance.
And something very different from that, an 18-wheeler.
Oh, there's one that needs a tow. See, I told you they need maintenance. That looks like a fun device there.
Finally, the Fire Brigade Aleppo Shriners
Yeah.
18-wheeler.
Well, they fit all that stuff in there to get him here. Shriners Hospital for Children, 1-800-237-5055. They ride so kids can walk. Tinio Racing is the vehicle. It's a nice looking one. Okay, what have we got here? 5 guys. Well, we could tell it's a band. Gotta be a jazz band.
Copy. Big crowd of something coming up. What do we got down there?
Well, I was going to say the woman on the end looks like a fighter pilot, you know. You've got to be able to fit in those cockpits. Okay, here Mike Shipper is taking a very close-up shot of us sweating in 90-degree weather. Okay, got another BCAT swag item for you. Okay, we all know that the American symbol is the bald eagle. What was proposed before the bald eagle as the American symbol?
By Benjamin Franklin, wasn't it?
Oh, you don't give it away. All right, what did he propose? Ben Franklin did propose an American bird as the symbol for the nation. What did he propose? You can mail your answer to BCAT at bcattv.org. Cub Scout Pack 105.
Very excited to be on TV.
Yeah, and put swag in the subject line. What was the symbol that Ben Franklin proposed? Cub Scout Pack 105.
And Troop 103.
Troop 103, yeah, they've been around a long time.
Hey, Mr. Ford.
Nick Priest, Neighbor to Neighbor. That's premiering this year, this summer on BCAT. Neighbor to Neighbor with Nick Priest.
What's it going to be about?
Neighbors. We'll have to watch the first one and see. That's a tease. So they call it in the TV business. 12 and under 2018 state champs in softball.
Gotta say, those kids next to us are getting handfuls upon handfuls of candy.
Yeah, well, they better eat it quick. Otherwise, it's going to be a dark spot on the street. Again, congratulations to Terry Tarpey, who's led this this operation for a long time now. The return of the parade. Remember, we didn't have a parade. I think this is the 7th year that it's back. And of course, they've included now fireworks the last few years, which is spectacularly received. 9 o'clock tonight. American Legion, Waltham, Mass. Their band, American Legion Band. Give Watertown Ford Watertown Ford will give you a plug. Absolutely. And there is BCAT's own Captain America right there. Happy birthday, Chris. John, how are you? Our roving camera. It's hot. I presume it's hot for you too, carrying that thing around.
Imagine it's a bit worse out there, out in the sun.
Absolutely. Okay, and there is our BCAT float. And Burlington,
something to talk
Colleen
about.
Moore, something to talk about. Linda McNamee's her program.
And right behind them is my guys.
The Devil Bots.
Burlington Devil Bots.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that wasn't directed at me. That's a shame. Okay, tell us about the Devil Bots. You were on that team.
I was. It's a great team.
Yeah, you went to nationals?
We did. For our sophomore year, Ishan.
And what was your exhibit? What was your task?
I was always in charge of doing the CAD work, so the computer-aided design, putting it all into a 3D model, handing that off to somebody to build it.
Build it, I see. And what was the task? This is the Mama Bear effect, by the way, their float. Educated, vigilant, fearless. Is there a Mama Bear in you? No, what was the task that you were given, the team was given?
The year that we went to nationals?
Yes.
That was, when was that? That was...
Lifting the balls up into, picking them up, lifting them up into a bucket of...
I believe it was... I believe that year we were doing Recycle Rush is what it was called. Goal was to work with your teammates and actually work with your opponents a little bit as well to stack totes, I guess they're called.
Yeah.
Up as high as you could go. They'd get up to like 8 feet high. You'd put a trash can at the top.
Freddie Calicchio here. Freddie, how are you? No, got some, Freddie. All set, Gloria. That was Union Street boxing team. A couple of fellas look like boxers there for sure. Okay,
Nice
next up
AT4.
is the Goldfish Swimming School.
I could go for a swim.
Yeah, we sure could. Well, it's hard to imagine we could get any wetter than we are right now. The town's Indian organization. Saheli. I'm not sure.
Sahili?
Sawali, I think they pronounce it. Over the years, as Burlington's history, Burlington has been a mecca for a lot of different immigrant populations. In the early stages, it was Italians and Irish up from Somerville and Cambridge. Then we had a large contingent of Koreans that came in. There was Japanese that moved into Burlington, and now we have a large contingent of Indians that are emigrating to Burlington. Fine place to move to and bring up children. And this is the Indian Senior Citizens Organization. If you can catch they annually have, I think, the Swahili. Forgive me for that pronunciation. Swahili is their event in India.
And
the
the Bhakti Center.
Yeah, Bhakti Center. I'm sorry. That they have on the Common annually, and it's quite a cultural event. If you get a chance to catch that next year, I'm not sure what the date is, but keep your eyes open at BCAT, and we'll have it certainly on the community calendar for you. Okay, we've got time for another swag opportunity. Okay, Thomas Jefferson was the writer of the Declaration of Independence, obviously with some other input. Who was his editor? Who was Thomas Jefferson's editor of the Declaration of Independence? Email that to bcat@bcattv.org. In the subject line, put swag. Okay, here's Almont Fuel. And who are they representing?
Behind them, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Supposedly the best chicken sandwich on the planet.
I'd believe it.
Do you?
I definitely believe it.
Can you get those at Worcester Poly?
No. They, I think the closest one is like 7 miles away or something.
Have you got wheels up there, or are you?
I don't have wheels up
walking?
there.
Oh,
I'm a walker now.
You're a walker. Okay, this is the Dedham American Legion Band. Good Lord, Phil. Dedham American Legion Band, post 18. Surprisingly enough, from Dedham, Massachusetts. There's the Burlington DPW coming up the rear. Okay, that's going to be the end. I'm going to do a couple of credits here. Well, here's a fun-filled fact. The first July 4th was celebrated by 2.5 million Americans, compared to today about 320 million Americans. Okay, and here's the last swag question. Approximately how many hot dogs will be consumed today? This is kind of a subjective question. How many hot dogs will be consumed today? You can send that to bcat@bcattv.org. In the subject line, put swag. Our staff today, our hardworking staff, as you know, it takes a lot of people to put together a remote shoot like this. So John Vias is our producer today. Des Marino is on audio. Maddie Shipker is our director. James Hurley on camera. Nick Conley on camera. Mike Shipka on camera. Hey, Mike. And Brendan Lucas is our grip. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with the golden pipes of Ian Casciolla, now matriculating at WPI, but we hope to see him back at BCAT on a regular basis.
Thank you very much.
He's the voice of our awards show, among some of our promos. And we certainly miss that voice on BCAT. Okay, that's it from here. Any closing remarks?
It's been a wonderful 4th of July. Make sure you drink a lot of water today.
Yeah, make sure you drink a lot of water and eat a lot of hot dogs. Don't forget the swag the answers go to bcat@bcattv.org. Subject line swag. And the swag is a BCAT embossed 8 gig thumb drive. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having me.